Hello Libra, thank you for coming back to my channel. If you're a returning subscriber, if you're a new person coming to join me, thank you for coming. Hope you enjoy this. It's a general reading, so take what works for you and apply it. Otherwise, it could also be applying to somebody else that you're close to at this time. If you have strong influences in your birth chart associated with another sign, then please feel free to cross-watch to my other videos for further insights. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, or like and share, as this helps to circulate my videos to other people who may also be interested. I use the 12 houses of the zodiac. I've already shuffled the cards, so as they appear in each house, then those are the influences that are coming to bear at this time. So for you, in your first house is everything to do with yourself, your physical body, and so everything to do with the physical body, your appearance. It's also your self-oriented interests. It's your actual physical body. It's your personality and your characteristics, what other people see when they see you. And it's also, what you project outwards to them. So how they are perceiving you in that way as well, apart from your actual appearance. So it's the impression that you make on people. The first house is also your personal independence, how you are moving through the world, what's occurring as you are moving through the world. So with Cancer, I feel coming in. This is all about feelings. So what it is going to be bringing in for you is you're probably going to be really highly attuned to yourself and to others or another. This is very instinctual. So you must be going with that at all times, applying that to yourself and to others that you may be involved with at this time. It indicates high sensitivity, so you're going to be feeling very sensitive about yourself and also in relationship to others. You may be picking up all kinds of undercurrents or emotions going on. You will probably be feeling quite emotional. So emotions will be high. I think what this is indicating is that you need to look after yourself at this time. So you need to nurture yourself, take time out to rebalance, because you're going to be sensing a lot of things going on, and you're probably going to be in fairly high emotional states. So it's really good time to be taking time out just to rebalance. Do whatever it is that you do, whether it's physical exercise or just spending time on your own or doing a creative activity, or it could even be cooking. Whatever it is that does it for you, just to rebalance and to resettle yourself. This also may be about letting the past go. Because that comes in with the Cancer card. It's all about the past, looking back at the past, but not moving forward because you're stuck there. So you don't want to do that. You must just let the past go, and so that to not hold yourself back from moving forward. Okay. It's about tapping into your own wisdom about things. You may also be going through cyclical situations or feeling moody. Be aware, that you may be coming across like that. Try not to put your moods onto others. As I said, take time out then to rebalance, to just go, spend some time on your own or doing an activity which is good for you to rebalance and bring you back to your center. There could be hidden feelings as well, because Cancer can bring that in, being ruled by the moon. You could be feeling hidden things, or things could be hidden in some way. You may be in a secret love affair of some sort, or some kind of activity like that. But this card also brings in creativity. So creativity can be applied in many ways. It can be the way you speak, the way you dress, the way you do things, the way you lead, the way you inspire others. There's lots of ways to be creative. But this card brings in food and diet. So as I said, look after yourself. Take really good care of yourself at this time. There may be domestic issues which require attention at this time. Family may be involved. Women may be involved. So that implies domestic issues, as in, what is going on around you in your home life, your day-to-day life. Then in the second house, we have Venus, love, lovely card to be coming in, especially in your second house. Your second house is your house of money. This is your income, money that's coming to you in some way. And it's also the house of self-worth and the house of values, your values, what you value, your value systems, whether that's what you value in yourself, what you value in your home, what you possess, all forms of ownership, what you value in others. So it's your entire value system is ruled by the second house. So now with this coming in, it's going to bring in a windfall or a reward, or you could be being paid for something, or it could be a gift. But Venus is yes, it's about love, but it's also about money. So you could be receiving something coming in. You could also be settling a dispute or some kind of legal matter, because Venus does tend to smooth the waters over. You might need to bring a bit of charm in, sort of really lay the charm on to smooth things over, bring in diplomacy, bring in balance, all of those lovely qualities. It really is about finding resolution for things now. And with Venus around you, more than likely you're going to be able to do that at this time. It's also about, since this house rules, your self-worth, you may need to apply a bit of love principles to yourself, because if you love yourself, then you can love another. That's how it works. So loving yourself inside and out, and really appreciating even yourself, even through the darkest times or through difficult times, then you can really love another and share that. So you know what you are doing for yourself is a reflection, and others pick up on that. Okay, so you could also just be feeling loved, feeling blessed at this time by another or by more than one other. But it's inclined to bring in partnership of some kind. So you may just be feeling really loved and cherished at this time. You may be feeling very blessed. You could be comforted, nurtured. All of those kind of feelings come in with Venus. You may be enjoying sensual pleasures of some kind, or just sensual activities, really enjoying the arts, and whatever it is that is comforting and nourishing for you. Just be aware with the money coming in, or a windfall possibly coming to you, or some kind of gift or an abundance. Just be careful of expensive or luxury purchases which you don't really need at this time, okay? Because that can come in as well. You could be making a purchase, but you could also be receiving some kind of expensive or luxury item as well. This card is always about artistic endeavors and refinement in all ways. So if you aren't particularly artistic, then hone in on your creative side. But it's also always about refinement of emotions, refinement of yourself, and what you own. Then in the third house, we have void, of course, moon missing. So, sorry, the third house is your house of communication. So this is all forms of communication, written, verbal, body language. It also rules documents and contracts. So this can be a communication with people around you, in your work environment. It could be with the greater public. Just depends on where you are in your life, and what how you are moving forward in your life, what is going on around you. So this third house can also bring in contact with neighbors, siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, those sorts of family members, and just your neighborhood in general. So with this card coming in, what it's going to do is it's going to ask you to just not start or launch anything new or untried at this time. Okay, that's because the moon is kind of gone quiet, and during that period, if you try to launch something new, or you try to start something new or untried, something you haven't ever done before, you can get really, really wrong results, or things can just go really wrong, or it could be that that something is overlooked. So something during the course of the preparation for this was overlooked or misunderstood, and then now it has gone wrong. So it's a false result or a wrong result, or something could occur which you don't want. So at this time, just stay as you are. Refine your plans if you've got plans for something. Just stay as you are. Just do what you would normally do. Gather your resources. Just rest and wait until any turbulence has passed, or anything that's going on around you. Just rest and wait until it has passed. So let matters settle, if there is any drama going on. But it really is about not taking any action on anything new or untried. You can still dream, you can still do your daily routines, you can still do what you would normally do. Just don't try to embark on any new things at this time. Just wait until the period has passed. It could be a week or so, it could be a little bit longer. Just check the energies, see how you feel, and I'm sure you will get the indication on when it is time to move forward. Then in the fourth house we have Pisces, I believe. So with the fourth house rules everything to do with your actual home. So that's your physical home. It's also to do with the atmosphere in your home, and it's to do with the could even be people in your home. This is also to do with your relationship, to do with your connection to your foundations, your ancestry, your roots, and your ethnic identity, anything like that. So it's your relationship with that, or it's your physical home, or what's going on in your home. So now with Pisces, I believe it's kind of a mixed bag, this. But I think what it might be is that when it comes to what's going on in your home, or possibly people in your home, I think in all cases it's to do with faith and trust. So you may just have to have faith and trust in that you will find your way, and that things will smooth out and go in the way that you want. You could be feeling really sensitive at this time, which came up before. You may be very compassionate. You may be seeing the beauty in things. But it's also about being protective of yourself and your boundaries. All right, you don't want to be moving boundaries or letting those slip at this time. Okay, so be vigilant about that. You may be being drawn into other people's complexities and dramas, and there could be a terrible energy drain on you at this time, or there could be victim consciousness going on. So either you're doing that, or there could be somebody in your home, or who's passing through your home, or is associated with you in some way that is bringing that energy in. And that's why it's important to have your boundaries and be protective of your space. Okay. So yes, you will have the sensitivity and the compassion, and be tuning into the faith and the trust side of this, which is also a higher level of consciousness. Okay, so yes, you need to be tapping into that, but you don't want people taking advantage of you in your home as well. Also, just be aware when it comes to the to your actual physical home. There could be allergens in the home which you're struggling with, so something that is setting off your allergies if you have that. There could also be water in your home. This is water as in water issues, whether it's plumbing or drainage or something, but it's water literally in your home, bursts, geysers, that kind of thing. So just be aware of that. There could also be something in your home which is covert or hidden. When we say hidden, it means that it's just not clear at this time. Something may be there. If you are tackling a creative project of some kind, you will feel quite inspired. You could also have an idea from the past, which comes back to you now, something that you want to do in your home. If it does, grab it quickly and work on it and bring it to fruition quickly, because as quick as it comes up, it can also just descend back into the depths and disappear. So if it's something that you really are inspired you and you wanted to do before, and now it comes up, then grab it with both hands and go for it. In the 5th house, we have Mercury Mind. The 5th house is your house of creativity, so it's your creativity, any kind of creative project you might be busy with. It's also the house of children, your children or other people's children that you're associated with. It's also the house of love affairs and fun activities of all kinds, fun recreational activities of all kinds, whether it's sports, could even be gambling, just fun activities. So now with Mercury Mind coming in, this is essentially a communication card, okay? So in all of those areas, your communication is going to be vitally important. You're either going to have to walk your talk in some way, or you're going to have to communicate in such a way, so you're really going to have to use your mental faculties and your communication abilities to get your point across. It's going to be really important. Your words are going to be really, really important. So choose your words well. So it's all about expression. You may have to bring in humor and wit as well, which also always helps. You could also be hearing gossip, or you could be involved in gossip or some kind of scandal, or you're hearing about a scandal. That could come in because Mercury is a messenger of the gods, so you could be hearing something or you could be involved in that. So just steer clear of anything to do with gossip or any kind of scandal. That's where your communication comes in, your words and so on. This card is also asking you to be really flexible and adaptable to many circumstances that are going on. So there could be a lot of multitasking going on at the moment. This could be to do with your children as well, or you involved with your children in something, or just you experiencing that with your children. It can apply in that way. It's also a card of friendship, so that may be coming in for you in some way. There could be very quick developments with whatever is going on in your 5th house. Something very quick is moving fast, all right? Also, technology and electronics may be coming in as well. You could be taking a trip of some kind, but this is not just your normal trip or a kind of trip that you would normally do. This is kind of special in some way. It's different from what you've done before. It's requiring more thought and effort than what you would have done before. Then in the 6th house, we have another lovely card. We have North Node, Life's Purpose. Your 6th house is your house of work, what you're working on, your work projects, or it could be your workplace. If you're part of a workplace, it could be to do with your work colleagues. But it's your daily routines there and how you're getting on every day. And it's also mastery of your craft, whatever it is that you do, that you specialize in or you want to specialize in. It's also the house of health and diet and pets. But I feel this card is having a particularly strong influence on your mastery of your craft, whatever it is that you're busy with at this time. So this is a destiny card, okay? It's bringing in lots of positive karma for you. So this is karma that you've earned in positive karma that you've earned from previous years or lifetimes, and it's coming back to support you now. So destiny is calling you, really. That's what this card is all about. So this is a wonderful situation to have. Doorways open. You will find yourself exactly where you need to be. So something will occur and you will find yourself led there. And this is for your very highest good. This card is always about your highest good. This is about getting on track. This is about finding the right way, just that doorway that you want opens up for you. It's about expansion and opportunity. There could be a surprise coming to you. So it's a surprise that now you now suddenly end up where you need to be. But it could be a surprise for you. This is also about right place, right time. So that comes to the opportunity that you want to take. You just happen to be in the right place at the right time and it falls in your lap. A very, very good time to start a private business of some sort. Very, very, very opportune time to do that. It's also about laying the foundations for future fulfillment. That's what this card does for you. It brings all of those possibilities in for you. So you really, you can kickstart an incredible future from this. It's about finding inner strength as well, the inner strength to actually make this happen. You could also be meeting members of your soul family. So these are people that you have a really good, strong connection with. It's an instant connection with. And they are going to come in to support you in some way, or to lead you in a certain direction, or just to move you necessarily from one place to another for your highest good. So they will help you harness your talents and your abilities, all the things that you need to master your craft, whatever it is that you do. If you're in a workplace, if you're in some kind of working environment, you may find that people come in, new employees or so on, that you have a good connection with, or you could just be meeting them in your general working life. But it's a wonderful card, very positive card. Amazing opportunities can come from this. Then in the 7th house, we have Yod Destiny, another destiny card coming in for you. The 7th house is your house of personal one-on-one relationships. So this is close personal relationships between you and a loved one, or between you and a business partner, or between you and another person that you're close to at this time. So this card is going to bring in some situations which can be perceived as a bit chaotic. So there could be a bit of chaos going on around you at this time, but it's important. It's very, very important to weather through it all, because it's through this process you will find yourself and the path forward. So it's during that sort of tricky circumstances, those pressured circumstances, that you will actually dig deep and you will find what you need. Your inner GPS already knows what to do in this house. It already knows. And all you have to do is tap into it to find your way. Whatever is going on in the 7th house, you're going to be pretty much doing things alone. And I mean, you will be in a partnership, but you will be doing things, whatever is going on, whatever it is that you're trying to bring about. Don't expect a lot of support and input, or you don't even need the input of others. So this is like advice or instruction or any kind of input from others. You don't actually need it at this time, because you have your own inner GPS which knows exactly what to do. So don't expect the support, because you're not going to get it anyway. But it's best not to have it, because that process of digging deep and actually searching for your GPS and actually following it is what this card is all about. There may be some sacrifices along the way, and you're going to need to be adaptable as well to circumstances. But you will reach your goal and greater awareness with this internal processing that's going on. This card is also about streamlining. So weeding out what is not necessary, streamlining, making your relationship and everything to do with that really work well, because you're getting rid of all the extraneous circumstances that are not serving you at this time. This is also about dealing with, you may have to deal with certain health issues along the way. Allergies are coming up again. They've come up a couple of times now. So if you are grappling with anything like that, or any kind of autoimmune issue, any sort of ailments really, best tackle them, deal with them. As I said, that you may also have to deal with that by going it alone. In other words, just getting on with what needs to be done, whether this is a change of lifestyle or a change of diet, just whatever it is, just deal with it, because then you've got nothing really to hold you back, and you can really focus on what needs to be done at this time, because things will be a bit pressured in this house during this period. Then in the 8th house, we have Grand Cross Provoker. Another tricky card coming in here. The 8th house is all about the deeper commitment in a love partnership or in a business partnership. And this is the merging of your material and emotional resources. So it's the merging of two people, or two associates in a partnership, and everything that goes with that. But this house is also about big finance. So this is investments, insurances, taxes, banking, accounting, inheritances, legacies, trusts, that sort of thing. It's all the big finance and everything that goes on around that. It's also it's got quite a bit of going on, but it's mostly, I would say, mostly in this case, to do with this card, mostly about you marrying or merging a whole lot of different things that you're kind of juggling at this time. You're trying to deal with a number of things across the board, and it's about you're going to feel pressured and you're going to be challenged with this, but through the pressure and the challenge will come growth and inevitably change. But then on the other side of that is victory. Okay, so because you're going to be feeling like you're pulled in different directions, or like you're juggling a lot of things at once, what this card is asking you to do is to really harness your talents, bring in all your abilities and talents, but when you do that, you need to prioritize what's the most important thing for you to be doing at this time. So prioritize and then focus in on those, and also communicate properly with the people around you as well at this time. So you need to get organized, because once you start bringing in the prioritizing and the focus and getting organized and honing in on really what needs to be done first, and then the second thing, then the third thing, and so on, then you will start to gather momentum. You'll start pulling it all together, and then you get momentum, and then you really will be on your way. But it's just that initial period where you're just going to feel a little bit frustrated with what's happening, because there's just multiple things going on. But that's why you need to prioritize and focus at this time. There will be pressure and challenge here, though. But on the other side of that, the growth and the change, on the other side of that is the victory. Then in the 9th house, we have Aries, I am. So very fiery card coming in here. So this is an action-oriented card, okay? 9th house is the house, it's a broad house, covers all kinds of things, but it's essentially exploration, traveling, adventure, all right? So whether you're embarking on something like that, or whether this is to do with launching a new business of some kind, but it's you meeting the world, or the world meeting you in some way. So whether this is online or physically, you're traveling, or you're dealing with foreign concepts or foreign cultures, countries, foreign people, just people that are not in the same country as you. So this could be online. The 9th house is also about further education and study, but this is university level education, or adult education. The 9th house is also about philosophy, religion, and belief systems. It's also about teaching, and publishing, and promotional work of all kinds. Relationship with in-laws comes in here as well. The higher courts are ruled here, and the law. So you could even be studying law with this 9th house. So now, with Aries coming in, there are going to be quick developments, whatever's going on for you in the 9th house, quick developments, which is going to require rapid reaction from you. So I don't think you're going to have much time to ruminate about what needs to be done. You're going to have to react quite quickly. You're going to have to forge ahead and get things started, if you're starting something, or you're just going to forge ahead with something that you want to do. But the best way to harness this card is through measured action. So be determined, but it's measured action. You don't want rash, quick-tempered, impulsive action. You need to do measured action to get the best results. Compromise is going to be needed here as well, to get the best results. You may think that with Aries you need to just jump and not be worried about that, but compromise is going to be required. You need to avoid conflicts and quick temper, all right, because it's just going to make things very difficult for you. So this is a no-nonsense card. It's an action card, no nonsense, get things done, but it's about measured action. There could be competition for something. You may have to compete in some way for something. But it's also about leadership. So you may be taking leadership in something in the 9th house as well. If it's to do with travel, well, it could very well, as I said, be quick development, some kind of something that you've been wanting to do, and now you can really get moving with that. Then in the 10th house, we have water element sensing. The 10th house is your house of your reputation, your public status, fame, if that's applicable to you, and it's the house of career as well. It's also the house of authority figures. So this could be an authority figure in your life, or like a military, or some kind of like a big institution of some kind, which is an authority in your life. It can also indicate a family member that is an authority figure in your life. So now with the 10th house coming in, this is all about it can be very a lot about ambitions as well. So your ambitions, and also what you look up to in life. So now with the water element sensing coming in, this is essentially asking you to just go with the flow at the moment. So it's all about sensing. So you need to follow your instincts and your inner wisdom, which might not seem logical at this time, but you really need to go inward and just go with that. Go with your instincts and your inner wisdom. You need to, if there's any drama going on around you, or any sort of undercurrents and things going on, just stay low and just keep on with what you are currently doing. You may need to withdraw sometimes to rebalance and gather your resources. So that came up before as well. So just take time out periodically to rebalance and gather your resources. So that's your strength, and it could be physical or material resources, but it's also your inner strength as well. Just maintain boundaries. So if there is drama going on around you, maintain your boundaries so that you're not getting drawn into other things. You may also be working alone or working in secret on something. So it's either working alone on a project or something that you want to do, or it's in secret. So it's something that you are quietly getting on with, without the input of others, which also came up before as well. So this card is about the pause before action. So it's that time beforehand where you're dreaming and planning and you're preparing before the actual event, before you really need to put yourself into gear to take action on certain things. You could also be you may also be traveling over water or near water body. So that could be to a beach or to a lake or to a river or something like that. That may figure in as well as part of your 10th house activities. Then in the 11th house, we have Mars Force. So another strong action card. Your 11th house is to do with your friendships. And it's to do with any kind of network or group that you're involved in. So this could be a club, an association, or a society, or it could be a networking, your particular networking circle that you're busy building now. It's all about that, but it's also, as I said, about friendships. It's also about your personal hopes and wishes, your dreams, your interests and your hobbies. So now, with this card coming in, the other thing it can also be associated with the 11th house is like global trends, or trends that are moving around you at this time. Could also be group consciousness of some kind. So with this card coming in, it is a forceful card. Mars is forceful. So you could be confronting somebody who's perceived as being a bit of a bully, or just needs to be put in their place. Okay, so you're confronting somebody, or you may have to compete for something, or you may have to defend as well. Okay, so just protect your interests. Whatever you've been working on, just make sure that somebody else doesn't take credit for it. So protect your interests, and also it's also about following your particular passion and goals, your ambitions. It also brings in your drive and your action and your determination to get things done. you may be moving ahead quickly on something as well. That also came up earlier. So it could just be, as I said, to do with a friendship or to do with a group activity, something that you're involved in, or it could be something to do with a hobby or an interest of yours that has just been quietly being planned and sorted out, and then you get the signal to start and to bring it into action, and that's when you move forward with it. This card also may bring in the law or the military in some way. It also could bring in sport or a physical activity of some kind. So it's a challenge of some kind, a physical challenge as well, or sporting activity, or, as I said, the law and the military is ruled by Mars as well. Then in the 12th house, we have solar eclipse revolution. So with this card, this kind of sets the tone pretty much for a lot of things going on in your chart this month. Because this is all your unconscious. Your 12th house is your unconscious life. What drives you, what motivates you internally. And it's also about various other aspects like your spiritual life, your mysticism, and it's also about healing. Any kinds of addictions are ruled by this. Any form of escapism is ruled by this. It's also the house of reflection. So taking time out to just be and to assess yourself and spend time on your own. There can be endings and beginnings in this house as well. So with this card coming in, really, it is exactly what it says, a revolution. So as I said, this is about your unconscious self. So this is really almost like an explosion of something in you which is literally going to change your life. Really going to change your life. So you may need to, the best way to do this is to change, fix, or create something to transform your life. You may even have to reinvent something in your life. Because when you do that, you're going to transform your life into what you are dreaming of. So you're going to then be able to create the dream. But it's going to require decision and action. Okay, this is necessary in order to bring that about. So there will be an upheaval of some kind. It's going to bring a complete rearrangement of your internal self, and therefore your external self is going to reflect that as well. So it's a complete rearrangement, a turnaround of some sort. You're going to be breaking old patterns. This could be old patterns of behavior which have kept you back or kept you stuck or kept you in repetitive behavior cycles where you keep attracting the same situations over and over to you. Well, this is the time now to break free of all that and really transform inside and out. It's about staying present as well, to face whatever is in front of you. This is really about self-mastery, and in the 12th house, that is absolutely 100% about self-mastery. So going through this process, actually welcoming it into your life, as I say, there could be quite a big change thrust upon you. But if you take the opportunity to change, fix, or create or reinvent something in your life, then you take the initiative. But if you're sitting on your laurels waiting and escaping from it, then it will come in and literally change your life around overnight. So it's always best to welcome these things and do the work that you need to do on yourself to really bring it into your life. But it's going to be swift, whatever this is. It's a breakdown in order to build up. But it really is transformative and 100% can change your life completely around and bring you the dream life that you want. Okay, Libra, hope you enjoyed that. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, or like and share. And I hope you have a wonderful month, and I will see you next time. Take care.